Hey guys, it's Gordon with Foxfire Unlimited. I just got back from an endurance class, so I figured I'd do a pickups video, my very first. So it's also the first time you're seeing me on camera. So without further ado, here we go. I'm going to tell you what I got and where I got them from. So my very first one, bear with me. Here I go. Okay, so very first thing, there's a store right by my house called Half Price Books. You can get a lot of good deals there if there's any near your house. The one where I live is, I go to the Monroeville, Pennsylvania one, and they actually have a dollar video game section. And how some of these games end up in there in the dollar section is beyond me. So this is a couple of things that I got. One, Solstice on the regular Nintendo. Never actually had this game when I was a kid. Very much looking forward to playing it. It's one of those isometric 3D kind of games, only, you know, Nintendo, so 2D. But anyway, but it's supposed to be really hard and really long. It's one of those things where you basically need a walkthrough or you need to have your own little notebook for it. So there's that. Solstice on regular Nintendo. The next game, I was absolutely shocked when I found this one. $1. Hot Shots Golf, the original, for $1. And it's completely and totally like no one's ever touched it. It's insane. So the original Hot Shots, couldn't pass that up for $1. Then I'm not really a sports fan, and you know, but there's some games that I do enjoy. For instance, one of the very first golf games on PlayStation 2, it was actually pretty good. It's just a screwy kind of game. So there's that one. Also, I got this one just because I've always wanted it, but I could never really find it for cheap, and so I found it in the dollar section. Amped on the Xbox, the original one, and this was one of the launch games, and it actually has a pretty good soundtrack, you know, so there's that. Plus the game's actually pretty good for, you know, it's not as good as, you know, Cool Borders 2 on regular PlayStation or anything like that, but it is pretty decent. So the next one I've been wanting to pick up, I just didn't want to spend $50 on it when it first came out all those years ago. So for $1 I couldn't pass it up, and this is probably what I'm going to be playing for this week besides Double Dragon Neon, which you should get. And that's Tony Hawk's Underground 2. I don't know, I'm just a big fan of, you know, I'm from Pennsylvania, so, you know, BAM and you know, Viva BAM, that show is pretty good, you know, before it started being scripted. But rest in peace Ryan Dunn, he was my favorite. Anyway, so there's that. That's what I got at Half Price Books. Then there's another store near me called The Exchange. And they have some pretty good deals sometimes. Sometimes some of their stuff is just about what you pay on eBay and stuff like that, which I know you guys probably don't like their prices. But I actually found these for some pretty good prices. Very first one, Silent Hill 3. Right there on PlayStation 2. I've actually never really played any of the Silent Hills, and Alpha Omega Sin, he doesn't like that. So I've been trying to get all of them. Now I have all 1, 2, 3, and 4, so I'm probably going to have a marathon session one weekend just playing them all through just so he just stops yelling at me. So there's that one. And like I said, I got number 4 as well. And Silent Hill 3 I got at the Exchange for $7. $7. This one I got for $11. Right there, if you want to see. $11 for that. Then, next one, Fatal Frame, the original on the Xbox. And I got this, $7 at the Exchange. Awesome. Next one, it's got stupid-ass GameStop sticker on it, but you know what? I still couldn't pass it up. I can get those off with Gugon, and there's the price I paid for it. $8. Fatal Frame 2, Director's Cut on the Xbox. So, there's that. And then on a second trip, I went back and I got a copy of the original Duck Hunt with the manual for $1. One single dollar. And the best part is, this has the adapter in it that I can play Japanese games. So if I want to rip this game apart and just take the adapter out, good stuff. So there's that for $1. Then the next one, I really couldn't pass it up. I thought I had a couple of copies of it already because it was a packing game. Daytona USA on the Sega Saturn, which actually still has the Walmart sticker on it from whenever it was first sold. $49.96 for a pack-in game. For $1. But then I realized this is the Championship Circuit Edition, so this one actually has extra tracks and extra cars. So that's good stuff too. So there's that. And then I also got a couple of random things here and there. I got an extra copy of Killer Instinct, which mine, I don't know where mine went, but I'm gonna kick the crap out of Alpha Omega Sin with Spinal next time he's over. And then Rival Turf complete in the box. Can't pass that up. I got this for $4 total. And then let's see, I got Theater Rhythm. I found it on eBay for 20 bucks, brand new, free shipping. Couldn't pass that up. And I'm actually really surprised at this game. This game is actually really good. It's hard to get used to at first, especially the event music mode, because you have to slash different directions, and some of them aren't exactly north-south or the exact, 45 degrees. Some of them are kind of off-kilter a bit. So it's difficult to get used to at first, but it's actually very rewarding, and you can level up all the different characters. So there's a lot to do in it. It'll keep you busy for a really long time. So there was that. And then actually yesterday I was out at a picnic, and I get a Facebook message from my phone. Someone, and her name is Rebecca, so just giving her credit where credit's due. She was wanting to get rid of a few old Sega things, and she said 25 bucks for the whole lot, and I was like, okay. So she actually had this Virtual Racing. I've actually not played this one, but looking forward to trying it. So there's that. Bug. There's that. Bug 2. These games are actually kind of cute. They're good for little kids, and they're actually kind of hard, so pretty good challenge for us too. Clockwork Knight, the original. It's my second copy of that. I also have another copy of Bug 2, as you saw if you watched my other video. And then this one's impressive. When I heard this one, I was like, 25 bucks, sold. Mr. Bones, one of the hardest games ever made on that generation of systems. This game will kick your ass 6 ways to Sunday from the very first stage. Not even kidding. And I've never actually owned it. I always played it at a friend's house. Then she had some stuff with no case. Hey, Daytona USA, another copy of it. Then Mega Man X4, nice. Would have preferred it with the case, but I'll just sit my PlayStation 1 on the shelf now, and I'll play the Saturn one, because Saturn does 2D better than any other system out there. Sonic 3D Blast. Sorry, Afro Blue, no case, so it's not complete. Virtua Cop. Again, it's like my 12th copy of that one. Then this one, I actually never had the whole thing. I just recently came across an actual 3D controller for it, but Knights, and not the demo. I always have the demo, and I have the Christmas CD. I actually have 2 of the Christmas CDs, but never actually had the real game, so looking forward to playing that one too. Then that's what she offered for 25, and I was all sold on that, and then she just showed up with some other stuff. So everything else, I just was kind of flabbergasted. Hey. Anyway, screw that game. NFL 2K. I'm not a sports fan. I think football is the new Roman arena, opiate for the masses. Sorry, just don't like football. The next one, Pen Trilcion. It's a racing game. It's sort of like a triathlon, but instead of the typical 3, this one is running, sliding, and swimming. So it's okay. It's not bad. It's a nice little quirky game. I think quirky is the main word there. And speaking of quirky, Space Channel 5. Unfortunately, none of these have boxes. Space Channel 5 is a rhythm game if you've never played it. It's actually kind of freaky. Because you're basically staring at Oolala's underwear the whole time. So, cartoon underwear. Sonic Adventure. It is not one of the defective first-run copies, unfortunately. I would have liked to have had one of those, so now I have a spare copy of this one. Rayman 2. Rayman's always fun. One of the very first online games, Choo Choo Rocket. A seriously awesome game that they really need to make a new one for. Jet Grind Radio. The original Power Stone. Make no mistake, Alpha Mega Sin will be playing that with me next time he's over. And I still have my big green arcade clicky sticks for all the fighting games. So these next two, yeah, we're gonna have some fun. Marvel vs. Capcom. Never had this version of it. I had it on the PlayStation, which that version sucked because anytime you tagged, it had to either load a really long time or you had to pick the same two characters and then it would just swap them out. You know, so you had to basically play a mirror match. So I don't know why they even did that on PlayStation. It really wasn't even worth it. Next one, this game plays like silk. I don't know why it didn't catch on. Tech Romancer. I would have loved to have this with a case, but you know, the disc itself is near perfect, so I'm not going to argue at all. And then there was something at the bottom of the box. A whole freaking Dreamcast. With Soul Calibur inside, no less. So there's that. And she also had 3 name-brand Dreamcast sticks, which I only had 2 left over. So now I have 1 complete extra. And there was a Mad Cat Space Bad one, if anyone remembers those shitty little things. I'm considering just giving it to Alpha Mega Sin for a Smash video. So, and then there's one last one, and I got this from a very good friend of mine. I've known him since 13 or 14 years ago. In the box, complete, Super Mario RPG. This thing has everything. Let's do a little miniature unboxing here, shall we? Everything. It has the cardboard inside. It's still in the bag. Here's the instruction manual. And it even still has all of the original pack-in stuff. Free Super Mario RPG strategy guide from Nintendo if you subscribe to Nintendo Power. And then the thing that everyone is trying to get a hold of, because apparently you're not really a good YouTube reviewer if you don't have a couple of these plastered all over your wall. The posters, look at that, Star Fox, and then the back has all those other first-party games on them. So that's my pickups video. I'm tired. It was a long class, so that's that. And I'm still working on that whole Lunar playthrough. What I did was I got a few save files in place, so that way I didn't really have to grind that fast, that much. So I'm doing all the grinding up front and having the save files saved, so that way I could just switch the save file whenever I want to. You know, so anyway, first couple videos are done. I will be rendering them hopefully tomorrow and uploading them hopefully the next day. So anyway, there's that. And if there's any questions, anything like that, if you have any questions about this video or anything you see on my shelves or anything like that from the last video, let me know. Comment down below and subscribe if you want to. Thank you very much. Have a good night. Play Double Dragon Neon.